All right, we are now live. So, well, we've been live, but I like to do like a little starter to just let people flow on in. So, as I mentioned last stream last night, um, someone was interested in Cepheus Protocol, so we are doing Protocol. It's like a unique challenge. So, as I mentioned in the chat, for like our main combat force, we can only use engineers and scientists. Mind you, those are support classes, so we'll probably be brutalized pretty quickly. But I was kind of hoping the person would be here. But then again, I was a little late, which I do apologize for, but I was focusing on something really important. But with that, I think we're just gonna wait a few more minutes. Hmm. All right, so we're gonna click start. Usually there's an intro, but for whatever reason, since this version of the game, which is almost a year old, because this is the main branch, not the testing branch, it's I don't know why, it just stopped working. But yeah, as you can see, we have now loaded in. I do really. A part of me wants to wait till they hop in because they were so interested in this, but I don't want to exactly hold back stream per se. But we should probably start because I am going to be posting this onto YouTube. So I am going to end it around when it's roughly like 2 hours, give or take. Sentinel North. So we're going to do our normal shenanigans with evacuation to Sentinel North. Braddock Parkway, maybe we should leave that alone, just so the infection can spread and actually become a threat, unlike last stream. No, Braddock Parkway we should evacuate to Sentinel North as well. Sentinel North will be our evacuation point. Same with Power Plant. So I will tell people from PowerPoint to go to Power Plant because we will need very defendable locations if we're not going to have normal infantry. So, like I did state, the only exception to it is vehicles that can travel, such as the Sparrow, because the Sparrow by itself does not have any combat advantages. It can't shoot. Only people inside can shoot. We are moving our carrier closer, and we accidentally told them to land before. So it looks like the infection's starting roughly on the main island. If we had a radio operator, we would just blow the bridge, but we did that last time and look where that got us.
I've got this under control.
We're going to send Adriana Winters to guard the gate. We also do spawn with one assault infantry, so we'll need to keep good care of him because we're not going to recruit a new one if he dies. Um, then grab the engineer. Then we want to build our HQ. So we're going to build our HQ on Sentinel North. We're going to turn off the engine so I don't hear it's blaring while it's just chilling there. Eventually. We're going to get a generator. Wait, I'm trying to think of a good location. Well, first let's get the civilian administration up.
Do you have something for me to fix?
And then we can just place it possibly like this. Then we're gonna get two more engineers. The engineers, these ones will have just normal rifles, but we'll put them in Group 3. Group 3 will be the power plant.
I'm at your call.
And let's get the... Oops, don't do that. So these two engineers will be sent to power plant because power plant and Sentinel North will be our main bases. Because as you guys have noticed in last stream, that when we did Cepheus protocol, we blew up these bridges with a radio operator, which, given the rules discussed with the individual, um, we are not able to use radio operators. They're also a support class, but radio operators have more firepower, one could say, knowing that they could call direct fire bombings. But technically, yeah. Alright, I'll see you in an hour then.
Give me an order.
Hmm. Yeah, so these three zones will be. Yeah, that's no problem, Carson. Um, I'll catch you up with what happens when you are gone. Let's just build.
Give me an order.
I'm so used to different games that now I'm kind of struggling to build in this game.
What can I do for you?
Alright, so we're gonna change the civilian orders. That unknown infected, they will not evacuate. They'll have to go to the infection detection tower. If they're confirmed uninfected, they will be evacuated. Confirmed infected, they'll be put in the holding cell, which is still being built, but that will be finished up.
Give me more work to do.
Oh, we met Sons of the 31st, a civilian group. Oh shoot, did I build that a little too close to the wall? I don't know if any person's going to be able to get through the ones I've. It's the 31st. Okay, I think these are like a militarist. Um. Oh, I forgot to unpause the game. So looking around Grecian military base for these people, because I do know you can have like normal, like civilians to recruit. However, most of the time it's not really. They're just kind of bullet sponges. Well, not bullet sponges, but they work given the situation. Okay. So the heavily densely populated capital, like the rich part of the island, is where patient zero most likely is. So confirmed infected are going to go into the holding cells. Okay, so now if it's working correctly, the unknown people, their primary thing will be to go within range of an infection detection tower and remain there until their infection status is determined, and then they'll go into a holding area. Um, okay, I'm gonna. Wait a minute.
Build all day.
You know, I
Party all
completely
night.
forgot about that. Building there to generate money from actually controlling the area.
Engineer, ready. Huh? What? I'm at your call.
This is going to be an interesting playthrough with relying on engineers as our main troops. It will be relatively difficult, I know for sure, though. but we will be getting 900 gold. Well, not gold,
I'm
but
coming, you, sir.
cash quickly. We could quickly fly over here and claim these territories for the monetary income, though, but that could be kind of cheesy, one might say.
What can I do for you?
When can I build a helipad? Once this payment comes through, which it should be getting within just a few seconds. Because we do generate money by evacuating individuals, so evacuating will be very important. We'll just place it probably right here. We will have to build something to extend its range, though, the power. But that's fine. Streams of burglars at one hill. But yeah, this game, the infection's definitely gonna get out of hand quite quickly. Due to the fact we will kind of be hurdling. Due to the fact we will not have our main infantry troops, so we'll have to fortify any territory that we will own. Right now, Sentinel Point is always going to be a base of mine. Like, I don't think I could never not select them. The only reason I would not go with Sentinel North is in the event that Patient Zero spawns there. But even then, I'm still gonna try. Alright, evac mode.
Build all day, party all night.
Okay. We're gonna quickly destroy one side. Due to the fact that the people evacuating, they'll just kind of stand there and be glitched out if we don't give them a one small way of getting. So we just generated $888 due to evacuating those people. So evacuating is definitely a good source of income. Who would have thought saving people's lives is actually worth the money? I'm joking, of course. As you probably noticed, I try saving anyone I can. I'll tell you guys to evacuate a power plant. Power plant, Saber Harbor, power plant. Baydock, Sentinel North. Sentinel North, Sentinel North. Alright, so currently all the main island parts of the city are told to evacuate. These people will be kind of leaving alone for right now.
Do you have something for me to fix? I love hard work.
Oh, right. I keep on forgetting. Since we're actually focusing on engineers, we actually have the means to build bases up quicker. It's Something I'm not used to, actually.
Work to do. Give me an order. Give me an order.
However,
I'll
the
execute.
AI is still this game's AI, so it's a little buggy. Sometimes they refuse to exactly work as you want them to. But regardless, this game is it's created by such a passionate crew,
I'm at your call.
and I honestly love the game for that reason.
Huh? What? Give me more work to do. I've got you, sir.
Yeah, that just the small evacuations we're doing right now is really helpful monetarily. I can't say it correctly, but you know what I mean.
I love hard work.
So let's change civilian orders. They will have to be within an infection detection tower. Confirmed uninfected will evacuate, but confirmed infected will go to the holding cell. We are going to get some defenses here, because the crows do start spawning. Technically, this spawns an infantry unit, but we're not going to be moving him out of it, so we're going to consider that part of the rules. Like, no violation of the rules.
What can I do for you? I love hard work.
Okay, it seems the infection might have started spreading. To Blue Crest Estate, which is one of the areas we have actually started telling to evacuate to Power Plant. Power Plant, Sentinel North's taking care of these four regions, while the Power Plant's taking care of these four regions. Will it be enough? I'm not sure. But that's why we're fortifying these locations down. Because these will be our only bases in the early game, possibly. Unless we decide to be kind of just go and rescue everyone from over there, which kind of seems like a little
Engineer ready. Give me an order.
gamey, I guess you could say. Wait a minute, I can build the. Okay, for a second it looked like I could almost build the tower on the wall. Now it's going to be like, huh? What?
Give me an order.
Why would it give me that option? So we don't have any scientists yet, but that's primarily
Do you
because
have
we
somebody
don't
for me
have
to
much
fix?
of a need for them yet.
I'm at your call.
Oops. Nope. I'm so used to other games that I'm not like it's kind of hard getting used to shoot Cepheus protocol again. Wait, where are you going, dude? Don't leave the safety of the safe zone. Well, not exactly a safe zone yet, but it can be considered one. Okay, evacuation. We've already rescued almost 2,000 people. Um,
Build all day,
Probably not
party all
really
night.
considered a lot, but it's still neat. Yeah, like I know the crows start attacking via this area,
Do you have something for me to fix?
so I'm trying to get the base all
What can I do for you?
developed up. build them like this so we can put more in that generalized area.
As you order. Moving there. As you command. Holding a suppressor. Got your 6.
Okay, don't have enough. Oh, Saber Harbor. Apparently, Patient Zero is in. Which is kind of worrying if she's already on the mainland. But Patient Zero kind of. It's not. What do you mean by that? Reading it to yourself? I mean, I'm just kind of talking to myself. um, but yeah, it's just at the moment just a safer area. Then we're going to get some restrainers to ensure the Leviathans are not that big of a threat. At least during early game. Like, they can still spawn in areas that are considered not under the influence of a restrictor. Restrictors take a huge amount of money. Oh, I understand. I just kind of forgot. Like, my phone, I actually am reading the chats off of. So I kind of have been looking at the screen versus my device. So sometimes it takes a little moment to start reading. Jeez, the restrictors are really expensive. The Spec Ops team? So we are only, like you said, and which gave me the idea. We're only currently using engineers and scientists for our making infantry. However, we did start with one normal assault trooper and Adriana Winters, which she's needed to remain alive in order to play the game. So we aren't going to just delete him because I don't even think there's a button to delete him. So if he dies, I'm not going to recruit a new one.
Give me an order.
Okay, one restrictor will cover that general area, which is good. The evacuation centers are actually doing a pretty decent job at evacuating. I'm honestly a little shocked because back when I used to play this game, evacuations weren't always the best per se. They were kind of really slow and clunky.
Give me more work to do.
Okay, we're almost at the point to build a restrictor on both of the zones. Eh, currently they're on defending the gate to Sentinel North, but I'll probably need to use him later than not. But he's going to be kind of like a last stand type of troop. So if we are required to use him, we'll use him if it means surviving. Shoot. Kind of wish there was just like a rotate button that would rotate it like by 90 degrees instead of having to manually slowly rotate it. Well, we're going to have to rely on our scientists and engineers since that idea you gave me was really nice. So I'm going to be relying on engineers and scientists. I did allow myself to build transport vehicles as long as they can't fight, mostly. But it does look like the infection has spread to the island we are focusing on evacuating, which means we have to kind of hurry.
What can I do for you?
Jeez, look at that leg spike. Just looking at all those people waiting in the infection detection zone. We're going to build up you right here. Um, in my experience, the engineers are mostly better. Um, like oh, looking here, we can build engineers. The engineers can actually, or their like pistol can be switched off with an RPG. RPGs are really good against juggernauts, which is why we want to get them built because juggernauts are extremely, extremely dangerous. The bullets do basically nothing to them, and as such, it's kind of a bad thing.
I love hard work.
Frontier Pier, currently infected, are in the area. Why isn't the bus doing anything? The bus is supposed to be evacuating people. Oh my.
Give me an order.
I just realized why the truck wasn't doing anything. It requires a civilian administration center in one of the other zones. So the bus is kind of hmm,
I love
we're just not going to.
on the go.
Okay, we'll just have to hold off on buses and all that if we're not going to be moving in to attempt to rescue these people. Okay, that'll cover that and the dockyard. Um, I'm definitely going to make more troops.
I've got this.
It's just a matter of when, because I do have to rely on a lot of defenses for this playthrough. So, yeah, like we'll be mainly relying on these turrets, for example,
Do you have something for me to fix?
because they'll be able to hold the ground, at least at the bases. Once we start moving out, we'll probably rely on more armed carriers to carry the, well, not armed, but armored, because, yeah.
What can I do for you?
Okay, both zones are safe from the infection. Well, not in, my goodness. They're safe from the Leviathans, but not quite yet Juggernauts. But Juggernauts usually tend to not go for these two small islands, so we might be safe. Yeah. I mean, technically I do have that in the clause that I might have to use them. So I I'm not exactly sure what can kill Patient Zero. Patient Zero requires the DNA to which you get from killing the normal infected. Oh, who's the Shadow Walkers? Oh shoot, they're agitated. Wait, Sentinel North has an AI faction? How come I never met them? My main base has a... Oh, shoot. Are they dealing with infected already? They are. And that infected was just T-posing menacingly. We are upping our evacuations. Oh, jeez. The leg spike. This leg spike is just coming out of nowhere. Yeah, the Shadow Walkers are, I'm assuming they're meant to be like a hostile raider faction. So, if we go here to the diplomacy, um, which is a new mechanic they added in the official branch probably about a year or so ago, um, there can be civilian survivor groups in certain sectors. Only those sectors. So Sentinel North has the Shadow Walkers. They are basically raiders. They're supposed to declare war on you. However, they have not declared war on me. I'm assuming because of the evacuation reputation. My voice is actually set to the highest. I'll just turn down the game. Um, yeah. So my voice is actually at the max volume I can set it at, but I'll just get a little closer to the mic. Oh shoot, the Shadow Walkers have declared war on us. I wonder where were they? Like I don't know where they could be, but they're apparent. Oh shoot, they're already moving in to attack me, which means they'll start shooting the civilians and all that. We can only recruit one guy. We're just going to have to do that and call in our troops over there. So it seems like they're over here, so we'll have to kill them, unfortunately. I was kind of hoping we could peacefully cooperate, but oh shoot. I just I forgot to so it seems the Shadow Walkers are just normal wild, quote unquote. Wait a minute. Is things working right? Alright, well, is stream messing up with me? I need to make sure stream's working correctly. Stream delayed? No, stream is not delayed. But Twitch itself is just acting weird. Ooh, this leg is really hurting me. Oh, they're dead? How did these assault squad die? They didn't even come in contact with our individuals. Oh, wait. Did someone get infected over here? Because looking at it, there was a dead civilian, but don't know if they were just normal civilians that were attacked by the Raider faction or something else. But yeah, I do apologize. I do have a like I'm trying to think the right word for it. Stuffy nose due to the weather. So that's another reason I could sound nasally and all that. I just love how they fall in this game. But we've actually been making some decent cash. But this is definitely where the leg comes from. But with the cash, we're going to actually invest in anti-air. Because those crows. Yeah, the infected will attack survivor groups. They will full on kill survivor groups, theoretically, as well. Well, I've had it happen to me. So this version of Cepheus Protocol, they added multiple different infected types. So back when, like, a year and a half ago, 2 years, there used to only be the human infected types. Cepheus Protocol, the infection is from an alien source. So think basically aliens infected humanity. And as such, you deal with things like a juggernaut, which is like an alien looking monster thing that's like 10 to 20 people tall and has the strength to pick up cars and throw them at units, killing them instantly. And then you have the Leviathan, which is as tall as these skyscrapers, basically, which will travel around the map. And then you have giant amount of crows. Like they're relatively easy to kill with anti-air, but they can really kill through troops really quickly. So they added more infected types. So basically just trying to survive, I guess you could say. We are moving in on their base. So we need to get to one of the gates, I think, to attack them. Wait a minute. Can I do this? That that kind of feels like cheating, I think. I can just delete their walls, leaving them open to attack. Wait, where are they? Did they die already? Okay, apparently we already killed them somehow. Not sure how that happened. Yes, yes. So these factions, as you can see here, this is all their faction. They only start in a slightly walled-in location with a tent. A tent kind of works as their spawn point. So they're not as in-depth as you. They cannot build new buildings or anything like that. They're meant to be like really small potential annoyances or advantages. They're mostly good for when you manage to recruit them, or you can actually have them move their bases to make like slight strongholds depending on the type. Because you have your normal armed civilian, and then you have stuff like those groups which were a little stronger. So looking at it, these areas are infected, which means potentially we could get some passive DNA growth, potentially. But with their whole faction dead, I'm just gonna have the troops move back to the main base. Okay, Frontier Pier is where apparently Frontier Pier, where is that? Oh, so apparently Patient Zero is right here. That's a little concerning. Why aren't you... Are you glitched? Oh shoot, he was glitched. But yeah, just being here is really laggy due to the fact all the civilians have huddled up near the infection detection tower. Yes, so there is different types of human fighters. There's the armed civilian, which they're one of the cheapest units in the game. You can only recruit them if you've allied with a civilian group that recruits that type of individual. Then you have the wild, like raider ones, which they're basically the same but with assault rifles. Oh shoot, the infected have started making a move on us. Much to their dismay, I have full-blown defenses. But yeah, it looks like Point Hill and Blue Crest Estate, we got most of the people out of there. And due to us not securing, like blowing up the bridges, Patient Zero was able to move to the mainland, so they're starting to infect the mainland, like people. Well, not mainland as in like San Francisco. They're still trapped on this island with us. I really wish my voice wasn't so nasally right now. Wait, is that infect? No, that's just rock. But yeah, the infection in Frontier Pier and Saber Harbor are getting more extreme, which means theoretically we could get some infected individuals. Not sure though. This barracks, we're going to recruit a scientist. Yeah, they don't really have much in terms of combat abilities. We're going to recruit two of you and assign you to group 3. And then we're going to get some garrison tenants up, which kind of acts like buildings that improve your max population, so we do need a decent sum of them. Um, Theoretically, I think they might make it. Like, the infection can spread. Like, as you can see, there's, like, blood piles of biomass of former individuals. Um, but the civilians, I think potentially they might get an update. Because currently they're working on a full-blown campaign and well before that co-op, so co-op will make it that you can play with another person. I'm thinking maybe they'll make a custom game mod where the infected is actually a friend that you play against, which would be really interesting seeing how that plays out. They'd probably have to nerf Patient Zero for that purpose though, which I would full on understand. But it's ultimately up to whether or not they think they should do something like that. Because game developers, they can have a different emotion of what they want to do to their game. Saber Harbor, more reports. Yeah, the scientist definitely does look good. They got the hazmat suit. I personally like their appearance. Wait, why did the camo change for these two garrison tents? Did they make it if they're closer to trees, they have different models? That's actually pretty cool. Oh, well, I am. I have two help. So in this game, you are limited to only three evacuation towers. Well, like dis display things. The only issue with that potentially, well, this area it's mostly hilly, so it's really hard to build them in a centralized location. So I'm gonna build one over here and kind of like build a civilian place over here. But that might slow down evacuations due to the fact that they'll be needing to run across the entire mini island. But to fix that, we'll build some holdings over here. So once they are cleared that they're not infected, they'll move over to these available holdings. But yeah, as you can tell, the red dots mean the infection has become pretty large in both Saber Harbor, Brad Dock Parkway. Well, Brad Dock Parkway being just because there's just like a bunch of infected just standing there doing nothing. Oh, the Sons of the 31st view us in a friendly light because we've managed to evacuate their people. It doesn't exactly tell me where they are. I'm assuming possibly right there. But by evacuating people, we actually improve relations. Yeah. So I'm probably going to do 3 and 3. These engineers are equipped with RPGs, so if we encounter a juggernaut, we'll have them equipped and send the people back behind the walls. Okay. These two people will send closer. Oh, shoot, I never built a barracks here. Well, we'll deploy. How many can I afford? Two? Maybe? Okay, we can recruit two people with RPGs. We'll put them in group one and tell them to group up near the thing. Um, I've tried using the flamethrower. The flamethrower is good against grouped up infected, but it kind of it's slower to kill them versus a gun. So that's why I've kind of been holding off on the flamethrower because the range is not that good either. compared to a gun. So if we start getting like hordes of infected, we might switch over. Military base, reports of a woman in nurse scrubs. So patient zero is apparently at Gresham military base, which is a little worrying. I really need to fix this chair, but I don't know how. This is going to be a recurring theme until I get a fixed chair. Okay, I'll grab you to get another evacuation pad. And we'll build another holding area. Well, I could hunt for her, quote unquote, but she's unkillable. Um, so that's the reason why I did ended last stream when I played Cepheus Protocol on a technicality, because technically I beat her, but I didn't have enough DNA to research shredder shells to actually win the game. So, um, like she can actually jump on helicopters. She's quite powerful in that regard. She's meant to be like the strongest infected. It does seem the infected are starting to attack the people that are evacuating, so we're going to have to move in with that. Oh, did I fix the civilian AI by having them pull back? Nice. All right, so we've finally reached max evacuation. So we cannot evacuate more people than we currently are. Do find it strange they're not evacuating on that helicopter. Or they are, but it's just taking them way too long. Um, no. So she cannot be killed. Not at least till you get 650 DNA points. And then at your command center researching shredder rounds. Shredder rounds will mean you'll be able to kill her once and for all, but she you could down her, but she'll recover within like 30 seconds, I want to say. So it's really, you can't kill her until you get the whole thing, because she'll just shrug off whole what is it called? Carpet bomb. She'll just walk it off. That's how powerful she is. Actually, last stream I had several like attack helicopters just down her instantly, and she'll just come back every time. All right, the 31st is actually considered allies now because we've managed to. If my squad runs into her on accident, they're not making it out. Um, I'll just have to accept them as dead because she's extremely quick compared to my people. So I would definitely not be seeing them again. Does look like large amount of infected on this way, so I don't think anyone from Brad Dock is getting out of there. Yeah, she can destroy cars. um, pretty quickly as well. Because Patient Zero, she's meant to be literally the strongest of the strongest. Like, you can kill Leviathans and Juggernauts if you have the right tools, but her, you need to you need to research the DNA because she's Patient Zero. She was basically the first infected individual, and she kind of has all the powers. Like if I had a helicopter right above her and she's on the ground on the road, she can super jump onto one of the helicopters, killing it instantly, basically. Um, she's made to be like a threat that you can't ignore. Like it's until you research the needed tech, you're meant to just run away from her because there's no way to survive. Um, if I'm understanding the yes, Patient Zero could go after your bases, but she usually, depending if where you build it, she'll usually not go for you. She'll usually stay within her infection zone. Hence, if she since she's infected people in the rich area and this area, she'll usually stay within that area. Like she won't really leave per se. So if I were to try building a base in Saber Harbor or Gresham military base and she were to come wandering in, if you get too close to her, she will attack you. Um, there's no way to change that. You just kind of like have to hope that she does not try going after you. And if she does, you just gotta hope you can hold her off. Um, well, not hold her off, but evacuate. Hence why I set up at Sentinel North and Power Plant. They're I've actually never beaten the game. Um so I don't know how hard it is to kill her with that, but I think it's the same difficulty. However, um depending on the vehicle you're using, once she gets down, she's dead for good. Like you don't need to worry about her coming back. So that's one thing to look forward towards. But it looks like she's currently at Saber Harbor because we are receiving news updates on the top left, which might be a little difficult for you guys to see. But currently, the infection's definitely doing a decent job compared to last game, but that's because we actually let them grow instead of cutting them off. So it will be definitely more difficult than last game. However, can't exactly complain about that because it adds it adds like actual difficulty. Oop. Okay, they've encountered infected individuals. But it seems to only been one guy. Eh, I have no way of cutting off the roads. So the way how you would destroy roads would be carpet bombing them. And that requires what's the right word? Um, a radio operator, which is another support unit, so technically I could use him. However, if I cut them off this early, it might harm my ability to win. Because I can fight these hordes. There's nothing too big about them that makes them dangerous. It's the special type of infected you want to worry about. Like, our bases are mostly defended from normal infected. It's just the specialty infected which will spawn at locations. I do wonder why these civilians are just chilling here when they should be evacuating inside the base. But wait, did it say I could just delete that? No. In earlier games, if earlier versions, um, okay, so with that question, it depends. Because some units could gain the infected thing, and if they die, they will rise up as infected. But the chances of that compared to just troops normal dying is kind of low. Oh shoot, they still have this special type of civilian? Huh. Okay, so I thought they removed this mechanic, but sometimes if there's a solo human, you can just take them under your wing. I did not know they still did that. Huh. I'm really shocked about that. I guess we'll just send her to the infection area. And it looks like theoretically this area could work as a frontier defense. Because the infected definitely are starting to make a move on this dockyard. So it might be worth setting up some defenses. Really hate some of these controls. But I love the game, so it's kind of like just gonna have to deal with it at the moment. At least until they do like a rehaul, because I know they are gonna improve some. No. Once let's say this engineer gets infected and turned into a zombie, well, infected, he will not turn into like a stronger type of infected. He'll just be a normal infected. I don't know if they have more hit points due to being, infected, like having the body armor as a type of infected. It's ultimately, I never really experienced that because they die pretty quickly once they become full blown infected. Okay, we are building some defenses here. Not sure if they'll work like this, but I want to try. No, I'll just place it in a way I know will work. But I guess one way it's nice having so many engineers is once you get the money flowing, you can just basically instantly build anything. Ooh, where's this juggernaut? Okay, so we've encountered our first juggernaut. These things are gigantic, the sign, and it does look like he's going to be making his way towards this base. So with our money, we're going to recruit, let's say, 6 individuals with RPGs for their weapons, and we're going to recruit them and tell them to meet up with these people. And then we're just going to upgrade all the walls to be better suited for strength. All right, so we'll definitely. What happens if? I mean, we kind of did that in our last game. We managed to evacuate like 3/4 of the entire island. Um, it just the game doesn't end unless if you kill patient zero. And since we didn't have enough DNA points, because we killed off all the infected, even though it did say there were like a few thousand still left, there wasn't actually like they kind of absorbed into buildings like this type of building. Okay, so this space, Sentinel North, is definitely prepared to deal with any Juggernaut attacks. Well, the infected will win if they manage to kill Adriana Winters. Or because technically you don't need to save anyone. You can let everyone die if you wanted. It just means you'll have to deal with more infected. Saving people prevents them from getting infected, which reduces the amount you have to deal with. And you get money from evacuating people. So if you need money, you would evacuate people. So, yeah, theoretically, Sentinel North, you could. Why is the combat music? Oh, oh, I see. They're trying to launch an attack over here. It didn't work, but I gotta praise their willingness to try fighting. Um, so you could make a giant military base here and just make it that you aren't evacuating people. Sentinel North does start with like 2,000 people located in it, so it's up to you whether or not you would want to just kill them or evacuate them or just leave them be. So a little before you came in, this is something called the Civilian Administration Center. You actually can give out orders to civilians. So let's say I wanted to just be on the safe side and euthanize them all, which you won't get money from and it'll reduce your reputation. You would require a euthanization center. Um, it's not good because once your reputation goes down, they would just straight up refuse to follow your orders, the people. But yeah, you could kill civilians, but they added this new mechanic called reputation, and it will harm your reputation to the point that they will not follow your orders. Yeah, you could definitely just shoot survivor groups once they're like out and about. Like I can shoot these people right now if I wanted. I'm not going to since I'm trying to evacuate them. But I'm kind of shocked with the infection starting on the main city island. They did not storm the mostly populated areas, which is kind of weird. I would think they would focus heavily on them. And it looks like we got our first DNA drop, which this is what it will look like. If you manage to get DNA from killing like infected, you need to grab the scientists and just have them walk right over it, and boom, collected. You also get XP, which on the left bottom, there's this button that opens up the doctrines, which basically give you advantages. So going down armored cores, you can unlock the Shaheen, which is a attack helicopter which can really eat up Patient Zero. I'm not sure if I exactly understand your the just get all survives and then get few fame units to watch it happen. Not exactly sure if I understand that one. Are you saying to just maybe for one run just not evacuate people? Oh, okay. Okay, so currently there's 31,000 people infected, which is a decent number, but it looks like most of the people who could have evacuated from the main island. So theoretically, we might move some people to try securing Ellen's point. Because Elena's. Why do I call it Elena's? Ellen's Point is a high resource gain location, so we would make money off of controlling it. Oh shoot, you've never built that? Thought I told you to build that like a couple days ago. Doesn't look like we had to deal with any infected individuals though. Um, if I'm understanding the question right, theoretically you could make a scientist and attack civilians. However, they all work like a single unit, so it'd just be they would all drop at the same time, give or take. So it'd be the same as just like using a normal weapon. I've never done it personally because I don't see the point in attacking innocent civilians. However, it it can be done because this game is basically your mission is to save humanity because this is a small island right off the coast of the United States. As you can tell, they kind of like have a grayed out Los Angeles or San Francisco. I think it's San Francisco, like connected to the mainland. So your mission is to prevent it from getting off the islands. Because there's technically 6 islands, but they consider it 4 islands. Because you got the 2 main ones, then you go over here for the third. And I'm not sure what they consider the fourth island to be. Well, technically, I see what they mean. Oh no! Point Hill is a separate island from Saber Harbor. Okay, so currently we're just letting them grow, but I think they've reached where they can't grow anymore. Don't tell me they glitched out again. Okay, they they're definitely attacking civilian group bubbles right over there, so we're sending 4 units over. Yeah, but yeah, I hope they uh wh what do you say why? But yeah, it seems like everyone's just grouped out outside. Since basically we're encountering no enemies, we'll send our troops in, I guess, to make a forward base. Yes. But if you do that, you technically can't win the game. Because you do need DNA points, which I've never gotten a infected civilian. So I can't get DNA passively. I have to rely on them getting infected and then more swarm. Oh shoot, they have a whole thing like this. But yeah, it looks like Saber Harbor, Frontier Pier, and Concrete Jungle and Crissy Fields are the main infection areas right now. Okay, where are hostiles sighted? Oh, okay, over here. Yeah, if patient zero popped up at my base, I'd just have to evacuate my infantry. The survivors I can't exactly evacuate in such a timely manner like that, but I'd definitely try giving the order for them to evacuate. Whether or not they would use it, I'm not sure. This look like they're starting to push up the aggressive tactics, potentially. But I'm just going to help them out and delete a few things on the road, which does cost me money. However, it makes it that they're uninterrupted, which makes it kind of easier to deal with them. We'll order a supply drop of ammo and deal with them. But yeah, every infected that we kill gets counted for the dead category. We actually get money for killing infected, I think. Yeah, we get $15 for each infected we kill. So theoretically, you don't even need to save people to get money. Huh. The more you know, I guess. But the infection has stopped growing. I really hoped they would, attack all these population zones and like double their manpower, but looks like they aren't for some reason. But I do wish you could demolish buildings. It would definitely make it a lot funner, I guess you could say. Okay, apparently the nurse is at Frontier Pier, which has 101 people left. The infection levels are really low for these areas. They say extreme, but they're only level 25. Usually it says extreme if they're higher, but maybe the infection. Maybe it's not on the hardest difficulty. I've been playing Director's Cut, but that could be not the strongest. Because I haven't encountered a special infected type besides that one Juggernaut. Maybe evacuating people in such a way kind of broke the infected AI. I mean, we'll still finish up to see if it's doable, because I do believe it's doable. Because you engineers, they kind of work as both builders and all that. With their RPGs, they can deal with the juggernauts. Oh shoot, I just deleted a whole faction's base, the Forsaken. Sorry guys, but I just kind of doomed you to being infected. Eh, I don't know. Originally I was just going to have them do like a small ground duty, but now it's just kind of like, I don't know. Okay, sounds like they finally encountered more infected. We're going to turn this into like a little checkpoint. But yeah, the infection level should be growing, but it's not, which is kind of upsetting me because I think I might have evacuated them too much that the AI kind of stops to working the infected. Like they're still sending people after me. Yeah, Patient Zero can jump on any flying vehicle and just straight up destroy it. But yeah, it looks like some of the infected are getting glitched on parts of the map. Oh, the of my knowledge, these helicopters, the ones that are evacuating citizens, they actually cannot jump on them for some reason. I'm assuming they'll change it, but as of right now, they just kind of don't jump on evacuating helicopters. I'm assuming because they're different programming than your faction. I mean, I don't think there is tanks in this game. Yeah, I don't think we have access to tanks. But she can attack vehicles as normal infected can attack vehicles by smacking them with her fists. Where is that battle music coming from? No one's encountered infected, so I don't know where it's come from. But yeah, we got a little nice checkpoint here. No, you cannot run infected over, of my knowledge. Basically, the only way to kill her is getting the research and then blowing her up to smithereens. They used to have like special types of infected that looked like aliens, but I'm not sure if they have them still. they kind of got rid of them when they updated, I guess. The infection used to be a little bit more worrying, but it looks like the stable branch, it's not much to worry about. I'm a little disappointed that Juggernaut's nowhere to be found, but apparently Industrial is potentially being attacked by the infected, which I kind of hope is the point because I'm kind of getting bored of them not doing anything. The infection level at Chrissy Fields is definitely increasing, which means potentially we'll be getting new types of infected. Maybe. We're just going to tell Broden Arts to evacuate to Chrissy Fields then. Wait, where are they? Where is Patient Zero? Wait, Patient Zero is apparently on the Rich Island. Deleting that. Spam. Well, I mean, the scientists, they're not meant to be a fighting force. They're meant to be as a support. They're really weak. But it's completely understandable because you can't make one unit be able to do all the fighting and then have someone just like immune per se, like better than everyone. We're currently locking down this entire area just because. No, I'm not sending anyone to their death. Well, I mean, if I were to evacuate, there's people there, but it's more so I'm just trying to get the infection to wake up because they're acting really different. Like, apparently, the nurse is now attacking Frontier Pier, even though there's basically no one there. Um, I don't know. Maybe it's because I played the earlier versions. The infection usually used to act very more hostile, like just full on taking the entire map it within like a couple days. But even with this handicap I gave myself, such as only using support units, nothing's been really done. The infected hasn't really fought. So I'm just kind of waiting for the infected to fight me. But maybe they do have a different game mode instead of like trying to save the world. It's oh, so I'm not actually sure why I think she was a patient. Like she got sick and she was wearing nurse scrubs or a patient outfit when it happened. I do think they made like a book, like an actual book where it explains the story of Patient Zero. Because I do know they had like a visual novel thing. Like, if you buy the game in game, you can watch like the first chapter or something. I could be wrong. But basically, Adriana Winters, that's where she gets pulled into this. Now, Industrial is saying they have reports of a woman's nurse scrubs. She kind of looks human. She kind of looks human. She acts like a zombie, but she looks somewhat human. Okay, the infected are finally attacking like they should. Now, since we kind of built a forward base without really meaning to do so, we're just gonna have fight. Let's get an ammo tent. We'll get a scientist, and we'll just give them a flamethrower. Because why not? So the human infected, they still look human, as you can see. Um, so the only ones that don't look human are the alien ones. Okay, now we're finally getting some infected action. They're actually full on trying to fight. But possibly because we're in the same zone with the infection, so they're doing like homeland, like protection. But yeah, it does seem like Industrial is getting a lot of news things about being attacked, but I'm not sure. Just clearing up the road to make it easier for the infected not to get trapped on anything. Because the AI is not perfect yet. It's still an early access game. So now they should have nothing to get trapped on. Here at least. Um, well, it's with the alien infection, it's like, if I remember the story right, it's not like actual aliens controlling the infected. Potentially, patient zero could be under an alien influence, but it's like they found like an asteroid that made people sick and turned them into like it's kind of like a fungus, but instead of fungus growth, it's like humans. Hence, over here, you see all this like gore. This is all like used to be human. It makes a creepy noise, but this is like their most infected zone. Same with Concrete Jungle. Ooh, oh shoot. The Juggernaut's made its way to this base. Okay. Well, I guess switch your weapons. Switch weapon. Yeah, so this is the Juggernaut. It's, as you can tell, it's quite taller than a normal alien. Well, infected, I mean. My bad. Kind of zoning out a bit. The RPGs are definitely making quick. Oh shoot! We destroyed the bridge. Oh, another juggernaut is coming. I do like the ragdoll physics, but it kind of gets you to take a look at the infected. So the juggernaut has no eyes. It only has a mouthful of teeth. But with that, I'm going to tell you to repair this bridge. So now the infection's actually starting to wake up, I believe. They're losing manpower, but that's primarily because, I don't know, we happen to, I don't know, start killing them more. But if we did not evacuate Blue Crest Estate and Point Hill, they probably would have been able to infect those as well. I'm not sure if they're actually infecting industrial, because it says there's like reports of people getting reported missing at there, but nothing's actually going on. So juggernauts come from infected zones. So they'll only spawn, like, they can pop up in zones that have an infected population, because they'll basically spawn from these areas. These areas with all the red dots, they're actually towers of human flesh. Let me actually build a scout drone and just slide it over there to show you. The infection used to be able to spread to this island as well, but they're not. Maybe next game, instead of going to the main island like Sentinel North, we go to Camp Reynolds Airfield. Where's the battle music coming from? I'm not seeing a XP show up, so I don't think they're killing anything. Yeah, so this drone, it was only 1,000. Just gonna drive it around industrial and see what's going on in industrial, because apparently people are being reported missing. Oh, wait, are there special infected? Okay, so this is one of the AI regiments. This is what their bases look like. It's just a bunch of tents, and they're being attacked by crows. So these are what the crows look like. They're just like a group of, like a ball. They aren't supposed to look like that, of my knowledge, but they're killing that person. And this is a special type of infected. I'm not sure why they are special, but it's infected like that can attack helicopters and whatnot. So there's a lot of crows just kind of flying and attacking. I'm just gonna... Okay, so you can't delete the walls unless if they're already, like, gone. But yeah, it seems like all the special infected are coming from here. And here's patient zero. Let me see if I can't get close to her. So she's still... Jeez, the controls on this. She still looks fully human. Well, besides all the blood and one of her eyes looking different. Jeez, I'm really starting to get a little upset with how hard it is just to get a close up. But yeah, as you can tell, she looks almost perfectly human. Um, she's here because this is like her main zone now. As you can tell, there's a lot of bodies and juggernauts. So the higher the infection zone, the more likely they'll spawn in said location. So when an area gets way too infected, these things will show up. But basically, think a lot of infected individuals just kind of turning into a tower. It's kind of disturbing. It does look like they're trying to follow my... Oh no, they're working on building another tower potentially. And apparently a faction has survived here on the shore. I have heard of Master Chief from Halo. Hmm. But yeah, they have this whole area, but they're not moving in to actually infect the other surrounding areas. Wonder why that is. Maybe I'll help them out and just delete some of this. Um, I think Master Chief could, yeah. I am so confused. Why is it saying there's signs of Patient Zero at Frontier Pier even though she's not there? The San Francisco Liberation Front. Oh, okay. So we've finally encountered a Leviathan. Mostly they can't. This is what a Leviathan is. It's a giant noodle that likes to eat people. It's a bit more difficult to kill than compared to Okay, I see. So these are what's being. Oh shoot, they do have the alien infected. This is what the alien infected look like. But I haven't been able to really understand why some of the infected appear to use guns. Maybe it'll be explained in like the lore, like in the campaign potentially. I'm not sure. Um, I really wish I knew why the game would have like certain special infected with guns. Like there's one right here as well. I think it might be just a bug on their part, or they'll probably say like, "Oh, with the virus spreading, there are some people who are immune." It's ultimately how they decide to what route they decide to go with. But yeah, It does seem like the alien infection starts showing up around day 5-ish. Oh shoot. So that special infected with a gun is actually trying to show up here? Or where is she going? Okay, so she's moving in to attack the scientists. Everyone just shot her with their RPGs. Okay, enemy juggernaut. Okay. Oh, this is actually they come out of these towers. So these towers are kind of like spawn points. So that's why the juggernaut's climbing out right now. They do full-on assaults. I think it might be retaliation for killing that special infected. Right, Juggernaut's dead. Same with the rest of the people who tried attacking. Okay, we repaired the bridge over here. Okay, the infected are definitely doing like a small attack wave here. Not really a big threat. But I think when we get close to having this scout helicopter kind of like above and closer to them, it's like aggroing them to send people to be attacked. So hopefully we hopefully maybe we can even get enough DNA for the victory condition. All right. Right, 31 XP. But yeah, not sure. They'll probably try explaining it because it's quite unique. So they definitely didn't do it by accident. Maybe the it's supposed to have like a different appearance though, or something like that. All right, we're encountering special. Okay, she's now using the flamethrower. It doesn't do much, unfortunately. Okay, another Juggernaut's been birthed, so they're doing another attack. But yeah, usually Juggernauts are meant to be this dangerous opponent, but they're not really once you have RPGs. Alright, see you then. Oh, oh shoot. The Leviathan's trying to attack one of our safe zones. I'm a little worried how this is going to play out. Is it? Okay, it just kind of vanished. Okay. Looks like it's just traveling, so we're safe. Oh, this is just so funny. Juggernaut. Oh, the Juggernaut's going a different route. The Juggernaut's going down the other road, which means we must go down before he starts attacking the walls, at least. Where is he, though? It's like he disappeared. Oh, they're building new, faction things. I think that those, correspond with infection, spawn rates. But it looks like he's gone, so we're gonna tell you to head back. The infection is not really increasing that much, but eh. I mean, it's somewhat increasing. However, that's kind of due to my telling people to evacuate into the infected zones. Because I just really want to maybe try fixing the AI. Because maybe if people try evacuating there, they'll move closer and start infecting the actual dense areas. Yeah, because we need that much 650 DNA to get shredder rounds. And we have so much more needed. Okay, the infection zone for Saber Harbor is still 25. Here is 100. Oh shoot. Infected got all the way down here. I mean, I guess they probably just did not go to this area, which is fair. Okay, it looks like they're trying to launch an attack on Sentinel North, but it's not going to work out really well for them. That does make me think. Each infected you kill, you get 15 uh uh points and well, how would you say it? Cash, 15 cash for per kill. Each evacuation thing can hold 148 people. Times that by 15. Hmm. So looking at it, attacking the infected is a way like it's way more effective at earning cash because 50, you're almost making complete less. So per dozen of survivors you save, you only get 888. 180, I mean. Um, each infected is 15, so did the math. Apparently, if you were just focusing on the infected, you would be gaining so much more. So maybe I'll do that for the next run. All right. Well, I'm gonna quickly be right. Wait. Elena's point, the population increased? How does that work? Because it's always been 6,000 or 16,000. Alright, but I will be right back. All right, we are now back. All right, a new juggernaut's been born. Same with another group of people to attack me, I guess. I guess not. Okay, now he's actually moving. Okay, seems like he's trying to run off. I know he's behind this wall though, or at least he was. Where are they just despawning on me? Just to troll me? No. I think I know now. They're actually moving to attack Treasure Island, dockyard. Which means we're going to recruit 6 more people into Group 1 and have them move over there. Alright. More DNA to pick up. Now, where's the DNA? There used to be DNA right here, but yeah, there used. Does DNA have a timeout till for it to disappear? Where's the strategic claim point for this area? I really, really dislike this chair. I hate how loud it is. Um, oh shoot, a bunch of crows. Who will win? A doom stack of crows versus a literal tower? Shockingly, the crows. Now, since they're kind of just like chilling there, it's easier to just take them out. I'm gonna try to make them angry. There's like no infected here, besides the crows. Are all of them over here? Yeah, they just decided to build an infection tower. Which just being in the area will turn you infected within a time duration. Welcome back. Hmm. Okay. Actually gonna return to the menu. I'm gonna take a look. So regular director's cut. So it should be all one on one. So Leviathans don't start till day 3. Raven swarms start on day 1. Leviathans. Okay, so killing civilians does cost you money, but each civilian you rescue, you get 6, looks like. Mm. Yeah, looking at this. Hmm. I do think we're just gonna leave it off. Um, we're gonna stop for today. We will continue later. Um, yeah, I'll probably be streaming maybe tomorrow, but it would definitely be later than now. Like I'd probably start streaming like at 8 p.m. Due to the fact I work tomorrow. So I will be a little too busy to stream since I won't be home. But yeah, what do you mean by later today? I'm probably just gonna not stream today. Tomorrow I might stream, but it will be way later in the day. Um, since if I worked today, I'd still be at work for another 30 minutes. But yeah, I will be ending stream. So I will see you then. I hope anyone who's watching has a great day or night.